4,000 people, one 70-year-old man, 0 products, $3.7 million stolen. And it all started with a laptop he found in his garage and a 16-year-old kid who thought he was just helping Grandpa learn the internet. Let me tell you about Harold Eugene Carpenter. Lived at 1247 Oak Ridge Lane, Medford, Oregon. 70 years old. Married to Dorothy for 44 years. Went to Sacred Heart Church every Sunday. Volunteered at the local food bank on Tuesdays. His neighbors loved him. Every Christmas he'd dress up as Santa for the neighborhood kids. Had a little garden in his front yard where he grew tomatoes. Gave them away to anyone who wanted them. "Harold's the kindest man I've ever met," his neighbor Susan Kowalski told investigators. "He helped me carry groceries every single week. Never asked for anything in return. When my husband died, Harold was the first person at my door with a casserole." Sweet old man, right? The kind of grandfather everybody wishes they had. Between February 2019 and September 2022, Harold Carpenter destroyed over 4,000 lives. He sold vintage cameras that didn't exist, rare watches that were never real, guitar collections that nobody ever touched, antique typewriters, designer handbags, collectible coins, electronics, everything you could imagine. He never shipped a single item, not one. Every single sale was a ghost, and for 3 years and 7 months he got away with it. This is the story of how an ordinary retired postal worker became one of the most prolific online fraudsters in American history. How he built an invisible empire. How he smiled at his neighbors while stealing from strangers. And how he almost got away with all of it. I've been investigating fraud for 17 years. I've seen everything. But this case, this one stays with me. Because Harold wasn't a criminal mastermind. He wasn't part of an organized crime ring. He didn't have a team. He was just an old man with a laptop who figured out how to exploit a system that wasn't built to catch people like him. Let me take you back to where it really began. November 2018. Harold Eugene Carpenter retires from the United States Postal Service after 36 years. He worked as a mail carrier in Medford. Rain, snow, heat, didn't matter. Harold delivered mail. 5 days a week. For 36 years. His route was the same for the last 22 years. Everyone knew him. People left him Christmas cards, birthday cards, sometimes homemade cookies. His retirement party was at the post office break room. Cake, balloons. His supervisor gave a speech about dedication. Harold got a plaque and a watch. Ironic considering what comes next. Pension, $1,900 a month. Social Security, $1,400. Total income, $3,300. Sounds okay, right? Not great, but manageable for a retired couple in Oregon. Except it wasn't. Dorothy had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2016. The medication alone cost over $1,000 a month, even with Medicare Part D. They still had a mortgage. Refinanced in 2008 during the financial crisis. $1,200 a month. Property taxes in Jackson County kept climbing. Their homeowners' insurance doubled after the wildfires in 2017. By February 2019, Harold was 5 months behind on the mortgage. The bank was sending foreclosure notices. Red envelopes, certified mail, the kind Harold used to deliver to other people. Now he was getting them. He couldn't ask his kids for help. His son, Michael, was a high school teacher in Seattle, barely making it himself. His daughter, Rebecca, was going through a divorce. 3 kids, working 2 jobs. Harold was 70 years old. He'd worked his entire life, followed every rule, paid every bill on time for 40 years. And now at the end of his life, he was about to lose everything. That's the moment. That's the crack. That's when good people make bad decisions. March 2019. Harold's grandson, Tyler, 17 years old, comes over to help his grandmother set up her new iPad. Tyler's a good kid, plays varsity basketball, wants to study computer science. While he's there, he mentions he's been selling old sneakers on eBay to save money for college. "It's easy, Grandpa," Tyler says. "You just take pictures, list them, and people buy them. I made $300 last month." Harold watches Tyler show him how it works. Create an account, upload photos, write a description, set a price. Wait for someone to buy it. Ship it. Get paid. You should sell some of Grandma's old stuff, Tyler suggests. I bet people would buy those vintage records in the basement. Tyler leaves. Harold sits there, stares at the laptop. An idea forms. A terrible, beautiful idea. What if you didn't actually have to ship anything? March 11th, 2019. Harold creates his first account. Username, Vintage Finds Oregon. Profile picture, a generic image of a handshake. Bio, retired collector selling lifetime treasures. Honest pricing, fast shipping. March 13th, first listing goes live. A Nikon F3 camera. Vintage, rare. Harold doesn't own this camera. He's never owned this camera. He found the photos on a photography forum, downloaded them, uploaded them to eBay, wrote a description he copied from another listing. Price, $325. It sells in 11 hours. The buyer's name is Jennifer Martinez, lives in Austin, Texas. She's a photography teacher. She sends Harold a message. I'm so excited. This is the exact camera my father used when I was growing up. He passed away last year and I've been trying to find one just like his. Thank you so much. Harold reads the message. Feels something. Guilt? Maybe. But not enough. He doesn't have the camera. He never had the camera. He has two choices. Refund her and apologize. Or, Harold goes to Staples, buys a box of padded envelopes, goes home, addresses one to Jennifer Martinez in Austin, Texas, puts nothing inside, seals it, drives to the post office where he worked for 36 years. His former co-workers wave at him. Hey, Harold, how's retirement? Wonderful, he says, just mailing some things. He ships the empty envelope. Cost him $6.40, gets a tracking number, goes home, updates the eBay listing, shipped, tracking number 94055-1899223048573621. 3 days later. Jennifer messages, Hi Harold, I received the package, but it was empty. There was nothing inside. Was this a mistake? Harold stares at the message. This is the moment he can still fix this. Apologize. Refund her. End it here. Instead, he types, Oh my God, I am so incredibly sorry. This is devastating. Someone must have stolen it from the package during transit. This has never happened to me in 40 years of collecting. I'm filing a claim with USPS immediately. I'm heartbroken. Jennifer replies, Oh no, I'm so sorry this happened. It's not your fault. Please let me know what USPS says. Harold never files a claim. He waits 4 days, then sends another message. USPS is investigating, but they said it could take weeks. I feel terrible about this. I'm going to refund you as soon as the investigation concludes. Again, I'm so deeply sorry. Jennifer responds, Thank you for being honest. I appreciate you handling this. Harold waits another week, then deactivates the account. He keeps the $325, and that's how it started. One scam. One woman in Texas who thought she was buying her father's camera. One empty envelope, $325. But here's the thing about crossing that line. The first time is the hardest. The second time is easier. The third time? It's just business. April 2019. Harold creates 5 more accounts. Different names, different profiles, different stories. Retired collector OR. Estate sale finds. Golden Years Antiques. Honest Harold sales. Pacific Northwest Vintage. He lists 23 items across all 5 accounts. Watches, cameras, vintage tools, collectible coins, record players. None of them exist. Every photo stolen from the internet. Every description copied and modified slightly. 17 of them sell in the first week. Total, $4,800. Harold ships 17 empty envelopes to random addresses he pulls from Google Maps. Apartment buildings in Portland, businesses in Eugene, P.O. boxes in Salem. Generates real tracking numbers. Marks everything as shipped. The buyers wait. Messages start coming in. Hey, I haven't received my item yet. The tracking shows delivered, but I never got it. I think my package was stolen. Harold has his responses ready now. Apologetic, confused, sympathetic. "I'm so sorry. This is terrible. Let me check with the post office." "Have you checked with neighbors? Maybe file a police report for the stolen package?" Some buyers push back, file disputes with eBay. Harold provides the tracking numbers. eBay's automated system checks. Tracking valid? Yes. Shows delivered? Yes. Case closed. Seller wins. By June 2019, Harold has made $63,000. He catches up on the mortgage, pays Dorothy's medication bills, buys her a new recliner because her back hurts, takes her to a better neurologist in Portland. His kids notice he seems less stressed. They think maybe his pension is better than he expected. Harold tells them he's been selling some old collectibles from the basement. Now, before I continue, I want to know something. If you're watching this, drop a comment and tell me where you're from. I'm curious how far this story is reaching. And if this is your first time on this channel, hit that subscribe button. Because what comes next gets darker. A lot darker. July 2019. Harold isn't just running a scam anymore. He's running a business. He creates a system, a method, a process that he refines every single week. Step 1. Create new accounts constantly. Harold realizes that the key to not getting caught is movement. He never keeps an account active for more than 60 days. He creates 3 to 5 new accounts every month. Uses public Wi-Fi at McDonald's, Starbucks, the library on Main Street. Different IP addresses, different locations, different email addresses. He makes it look like dozens of different sellers across Oregon are listing items. He names them strategically. Trusted Seller PDX, Family Estate Sales, Vintage USA, Honest Deals Oregon. Names that sound trustworthy, reliable, safe. Step 2. Sell products that are affordable and popular. This is crucial. Harold doesn't list Rolex watches for $20,000. He doesn't list rare art for $50,000. Those buyers have lawyers. They'll pursue you. Instead, he focuses on the sweet spot. $200 to $600. Expensive enough to make real money. Cheap enough that most people will eventually give up and move on. He lists items that people are actively searching for. Vintage Polaroid cameras, Gibson guitars, Omega watches, collectible vinyl records, antique typewriters. Things that have emotional value. Things people dream about owning. Step 3. Use photos from the internet. Harold spends hours every day searching for the perfect images. Google Images, auction sites, collector forums, photography websites. He downloads high-resolution photos, multiple angles, close-ups. Makes everything look professional, makes everything look real. He writes descriptions that sound authentic. This belonged to my late father, who was a photographer for National Geographic. It's been stored in a climate-controlled space for 30 years. Excellent condition. Some minor wear, but fully functional. Hate to let it go, but downsizing. People believe stories. They want to believe stories. Step 4. When customers complain, blame the shipping company. This is where Harold's 36 years at the post office become his greatest weapon. He knows exactly how USPS works. He knows their processes, their loopholes, their limitations. When a buyer messages him saying the item never arrived, Harold doesn't panic. He has a script now. Multiple scripts, actually, depending on the situation. Script A, the stolen package. I'm so sorry. The tracking shows it was delivered to your address on date. It's possible it was stolen from your porch. Have you checked with neighbors? You should definitely file a police report. I'll file a claim with USPS, but they can take weeks to investigate. Script B, the lost package. This is devastating. I've been selling online for years, and this has never happened. USPS must have lost it in transit. I'm filing a claim immediately. I'll keep you updated. I'm so deeply sorry for this. Script C, the damaged package theory. Oh no. The tracking shows delivered, but if you didn't receive it, someone may have intercepted it. This is why I always recommend people have security cameras or request signature confirmation. I'm starting an investigation with USPS. Notice the pattern? Harold always provides enough concern to seem legitimate. But he always places the blame on external factors: USPS, porch pirates, bad luck. And here's the genius part: he's often right. Package theft is common. USPS does lose packages. These things happen, so when Harold says it, people believe him, because it's plausible. Step 5. Create another account and continue. When an account starts getting too many complaints, Harold abandons it. He doesn't fight, he doesn't argue, he just stops responding and lets the account die. eBay will eventually shut it down, suspend it for too many unresolved disputes. But by then, Harold has already created 3 new accounts under different names, different emails, different profiles. He's a ghost. He's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Step 6. Launder the money through prepaid cards. This is the final piece, the part that keeps him invisible. Harold doesn't keep the money in his regular bank account. That would create a paper trail. Instead, when he receives payments through PayPal, he immediately transfers the funds to prepaid Visa cards he buys at Walmart and Target. He buys 5 to 10 cards at a time, $500 each. Uses them for groceries, gas, Dorothy's medications, household expenses. The cards are anonymous, untraceable. They have no name attached to them. The IRS can't track them. The FBI can't trace them. They're just plastic cards with money on them. For his mortgage and larger bills, Harold gradually transfers smaller amounts to his bank account over time. 300 here, 500 there. Makes it look like he's just supplementing his pension with odd jobs and selling old stuff. His bank never questions it, why would they? He's a 70-year-old retired postal worker, not exactly a criminal profile. By December 2019, Harold Carpenter has stolen $742,000 from over 1,200 people across the United States. He's not panicking. He's not stressed. He's refined the system so much that it runs like clockwork. Monday through Wednesday, create new accounts, list items, respond to messages. Thursday through Saturday, ship empty envelopes, generate tracking numbers, update listings. Sunday, church, family dinner, rest. Harold has weaponized routine. He's turned fraud into a 9-to-5 job, and nobody suspects a thing. 2020. The pandemic hits, and Harold's operation explodes. March 2020. COVID-19 shuts down the world. People are stuck at home, bored, scared, looking for distractions, and they turn to online shopping. eBay's traffic increases by 67% in the first quarter of 2020 alone. More buyers, more transactions, more opportunities. Harold sees this, and he adapts. He increases his listings, 10 items per day across multiple accounts. Vintage electronics, home office equipment, guitars for people stuck at home wanting to learn music, exercise equipment, collectibles, anything people are searching for while they're quarantined. The scams multiply. 20 scams a week becomes 40. 40 becomes 60. People are desperate for connection, for hobbies, for things that make them happy during lockdown. Harold exploits every bit of that desperation. And here's the dark part. The pandemic makes his scam easier. USPS is overwhelmed. Packages are delayed everywhere. Delivery times are unpredictable. When Harold tells a buyer, "Sorry, USPS is backed up because of COVID. Your package is probably just delayed," they believe him. Because it's true. Packages are delayed. When he says, "There's been so much porch theft during the pandemic because people are home all day and watching for deliveries," they believe him. Because it's true. Package theft DID increased during COVID. Harold uses the chaos of the pandemic as cover for his crimes. By December 2020, he's stolen over $2 million. $2 million. Dorothy doesn't know where the money is coming from. Her Parkinson's has progressed. She's confused most days, doesn't ask questions. Harold tells her they're doing fine financially, and she smiles and nods. His kids think he's just living comfortably on his pension. His neighbors see him volunteering at the food bank dressed as Santa at Christmas, tending his garden. Harold, the kind old man. Harold, the good neighbor. But at night, Harold sits in his home office, laptop open, spreadsheets glowing on the screen. He tracks every victim, every dollar, every fake account. He's created a monster, and he can't stop feeding it. 2021. Harold has now stolen from over 3,000 people. He's running 19 active accounts simultaneously. Each account has a different personality, different inventory, different communication style. Vintage Collector USA sells cameras and photography equipment. Professional Tone, technical language. Estate Liquidation sells antiques and furniture. Sympathetic stories about recently deceased relatives. Golden Years Garage sells tools and electronics. Friendly Grandpa Energy. Cleaning out the garage after retirement. Harold has become a character actor. He plays different roles for different audiences, and he's good at it. But something is starting to change. The complaints are increasing. eBay's fraud detection algorithms are getting smarter. They're noticing patterns. Multiple accounts with similar listing styles, similar response times, similar shipping locations. Harold doesn't know this yet, but the net is tightening. August 2021. eBay's Trust and Safety team flags 15 accounts. They all show suspicious activity. High volume of item not received complaints. Similar behavioral patterns, all shipping from Oregon. They pass the information to their fraud investigation unit. The investigation unit contacts the FBI. September 2021. FBI Special Agent Marcus Chen opens a case file. Case number PDX 2021-4782. Subject: unknown. Crime: wire fraud, mail fraud, money laundering. Agent Chen starts pulling transaction data from eBay. Thousands of transactions, hundreds of complaints, but every account leads to dead ends. Fake names, prepaid cards, public Wi-Fi locations. Whoever this person is, they're good. Agent Chen spends 3 months building a profile. The accounts all ship from within a 50-mile radius of Medford, Oregon. The IP addresses cluster around public locations in Medford and nearby towns. The listing times are consistent. Weekday mornings, typically between 8 a.m. and noon. This isn't a random scammer. This is someone with a routine, someone who treats this like a job. December 2021. Agent Chen gets a break. One of Harold's victims, a man named Thomas Whitmore from Minneapolis, doesn't give up. Thomas bought a vintage Leica camera for $875. Never received it. Harold used his usual script: USPS investigation, stolen package, very sorry. But Thomas is a lawyer, and he's persistent. Thomas files a complaint with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. He includes every message exchange with the seller, every screenshot, every tracking number. Agent Chen reads the complaint, adds it to his file. Then he does something interesting. He cross-references the writing style. Harold has been running this scam for almost 3 years. He's sent thousands of messages to victims, and despite using different accounts, his writing patterns are consistent. Certain phrases, certain punctuation habits, certain ways of expressing sympathy. Agent Chen uses linguistic analysis software, feeds it 500 message exchanges from different accounts. The software identifies patterns, speech markers, behavioral fingerprints. All the accounts are the same person. January 2022. The trap is set. Agent Chen creates a fake eBay account, starts searching for vintage cameras in Oregon, finds multiple listings that match the profile. Waits. January 19th. A listing appears. Vintage Media Oregon is selling a Nikon F2 camera. Beautiful photos. Detailed description. Price: $540. Agent Chen buys it. The next day, the seller ships it. Tracking number provided. Agent Chen watches the tracking update. The package is heading to an address in Medford, Oregon, not to Agent Chen's FBI office address in Portland. The package shows delivered 3 days later. Agent Chen never receives anything. He waits. The seller messages, "Hi, just wanted to confirm you received the camera safely. Please let me know if you have any questions." Agent Chen responds, "Actually, I never received it. The tracking shows delivered, but there's nothing here." Harold's response comes 20 minutes later. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. This is concerning. Let me check with USPS immediately. The tracking definitely shows delivered to your address." Have you checked with neighbors or your building manager? Sometimes packages get left in unusual places. Agent Chen has him. February 2022. FBI obtains a warrant to pull all transaction data from the flagged accounts. They identify over 4,000 victims. Total losses, $3.7 million. They trace the IP addresses to public Wi-Fi locations around Medford. They analyze the shipping patterns. All empty packages shipped to random addresses within Jackson County, Oregon. They pull USPS security footage from the Medford post office. There, on dozens of recordings spanning 3 years, is Harold Eugene Carpenter, mailing envelope after envelope after envelope. March 2022, FBI begins tracking Harold's daily movements. They watch him go to Starbucks with his laptop, McDonald's, the public library. They watch him buy prepaid cards at Walmart. They watch him mail packages at the post office. They have everything. But they wait. They want to catch him in the act. September 18th, 2022. FBI raids Harold Carpenter's home at 6:22 a.m. Harold is in his home office, laptop open. He's listing a vintage Pentax camera on an account called Trusted Estate OR. The camera doesn't exist. 12 agents enter the house. Dorothy is in the bedroom, confused and scared. Harold looks up from his computer, sees the badges, sees the guns. He doesn't resist, doesn't run, doesn't even seem surprised. "I knew you'd come eventually," he says. They seize 3 laptops, 42 spiral notebooks filled with handwritten records. Every scam, every victim, every dollar. Harold kept track of everything. Why? Agent Chen asks him later. Harold shrugs. "I don't know. I guess part of me wanted someone to know, to understand the scope of what I'd built. Does that make sense?" No, Agent Chen thinks. It doesn't. They take Harold to the federal courthouse in Portland. He's charged with wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering. 4,073 counts. If convicted on all counts, he's looking at over 700 years in prison. His lawyer, a public defender named Sarah Martinez, meets with him. "Harold, why? Why did you do this?" Harold looks at her. 73 years old now. Tired, small. "I was 70 years old and about to lose my house," he says. "I worked my entire life, did everything right, and I was going to end up homeless, so I did what I had to do." "You stole from thousands of people," Sarah says. "I know. People who trusted you. I know. People who lost their savings, who were buying gifts for their children, who were trying to remember their dead parents." Harold is quiet for a long moment. Then, "I know." That's all he says. "I know." March 2023. Harold Eugene Carpenter pleads guilty to 47 counts of wire fraud. The prosecution agrees to drop the remaining charges in exchange for the plea and full cooperation. Sentencing is set for June 2023. During the sentencing hearing, the prosecution reads victim impact statements. There are hundreds. They read 11 aloud. Jennifer Martinez from Austin, Texas. The first victim. The photography teacher who thought she was buying her dead father's camera. She writes, "I didn't just lose money. I lost a connection to my father. I thought I was holding something he held, and it was all a lie. I don't trust anyone anymore." Thomas Whitmore from Minneapolis, the lawyer who wouldn't give up. He writes, "I spent months thinking I was losing my mind, checking my porch, filing police reports. I thought someone targeted me specifically. The truth is somehow worse. I meant nothing to him. I was just a number." Maria Gonzalez from Phoenix. She bought a vintage guitar for her son's 16th birthday. Never came. She writes, "I saved for 6 months to buy that guitar. My son cried on his birthday because I promised him and then had nothing to give him. I felt like a failure as a mother. Harold Carpenter did that to me." The statements go on and on. 4,000 stories. 4,000 lives touched by one old man with a laptop. Harold sits in the defendant's chair. Face blank. No tears, no emotion. The judge, Margaret Hollis, reads her decision. "Mr. Carpenter, in my 32 years on the bench, I have seen many criminals. violent offenders, career criminals, sociopaths. You are none of those things. You are something worse. You are a man who knew better. A man who worked for the post office, who understood the trust people place in the mail, in online transactions, in their fellow human beings. And you weaponized that trust. You turned it into a machine that destroyed thousands of lives. Not by violence, not by force, but by deception. By cold, calculated, systematic deception. She sentences him to 21 years in federal prison. Harold Eugene Carpenter is 73 years old. He will be 94 when he's released, if he lives that long. As they take him away, a reporter shouts a question. "Harold, do you regret it?" Harold stops, looks back. "Every single day," he says, "but I'd probably do it again if I had to." And that's the truth of it. That's what haunts me about this case. Harold Carpenter wasn't a monster. He was a desperate old man who made a choice. And then he made that choice again. And again. 4,073 times, he destroyed lives to save his own. And even now, even after everything, he can't say he wouldn't do it again. That's not evil, that's something worse, that's human. Dorothy Carpenter lives in a nursing home now. Medicaid pays for it. She doesn't understand where Harold went. Asks about him every day. The staff tells her he's traveling. Harold's kids won't speak to him. His grandchildren don't know he exists. His house on Oak Ridge Lane sold to pay restitution. The government recovered $1.2 million from various accounts and prepaid cards. The remaining $2.5 million is gone. Spent. Dissolved into everyday expenses over 3 years. The victims received pennies on the dollar. And Harold sits in a federal prison in California, serving 21 years for being exactly what the system created. A 70-year-old man who worked his entire life and still ended up with nothing. I don't tell you this to make you sympathize with him. I don't sympathize with him. I tell you this because it's important to understand. Fraud doesn't always look like what you think it does. It doesn't always come from dark alleys or foreign countries or faceless corporations. Sometimes it comes from the nice old man who waters his lawn at 7 a.m., the one who smiles and waves, the one who helped you carry groceries. Sometimes the monster is your neighbor. And that's what makes it terrifying. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If this story affected you, hit that subscribe button. I investigate cases like this every week. Real stories, real people, real consequences, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you've ever been scammed. Tell me where you're watching from. Because these stories matter. These people matter. And as long as I'm doing this, I'm going to make sure nobody forgets them. Harold Carpenter stole from 4,000 people, but those 4,000 people had families, friends, communities. The ripple effect of one man's choices touched tens of thousands of lives. Remember that, and the next time someone online seems too good to be true, they probably are. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and never stop asking questions. This case is closed. But there are thousands more just like it happening right now. Somewhere, someone is listing a product they don't have. Somewhere, someone is about to lose their money. Somewhere, another Harold Carpenter is being created. Until next time,